Hello, dear viewers and listeners. I'm Monica Kuzminskaite. I'm health and nutrition psychologist, and this is my podcast that I call Spoonful of Reason. This week's topic is ultra-processed food. This category includes factory-produced food products such as potato chips or cookies, and it certainly does not include homemade broth simmered for a long time from natural ingredients. Ultra-processed food differs in that it contains chemical additives that ensure production, final result transportation, and storage, such as emulsifiers or preservatives. There is no shortage of research on the adverse effects of such food on psychological well-being. Heavily processed food affects not only the digestive system but also the nervous system and emotional regulation. The results of study published in 2024 mentioned that high consumption of processed foods is associated with up to 53% higher risk of anxiety and other common mental disorders. It has been found that the effect depends on the amount of such food consumed. The more processed food, the more substantial the effect. 10% increase in food intake increases the risk of depression by 11%. People who consume such foods frequently and in large quantities over a long period of time have 44% higher risk of depression symptoms, even when taking into account possible differences in income level, smoking, and exercise. Ultra-processed foods cause the nervous system to age faster. 10% increase in amount of processed foods consumed increases the risk of cognitive decline by 16%. And the fifth of study participants who consumed the most of ultra-processed foods had additional 25 to 35% risk of dementia. Brain studies also found that people who eat a lot of processed foods have a significantly reduced volume of hippocampus, the area of the brain responsible for memory and learning. Scientists are investigating several ways in which heavily processed foods can affect mental well-being. One of these is via gut-brain axis. Highly processed foods are usually low in fiber and high in emulsifiers, which disrupt the health of gut bacteria and the composition and health of the gut bacteria population. Through psychoactive substances produced in the gut and nerve signals sent, this disruption also disrupts brain function and health, as we discussed last week. Heavily processed foods are usually high in carbohydrates, not necessarily sugar, and regular consumption of carbohydrate-rich foods causes chronic inflammation in many tissues. This inflammation likely disrupts nerve signal transmission and is considered a factor in depression. Ultra-processed foods are designed to trigger a strong response in taste receptors, thereby providing additional stimulation to the dopamine system. It creates addiction-based cravings for highly processed foods, which leads to cycles of intense satisfaction and so-called crashes, resulting in general irritability and anhedonia. And finally, highly processed foods are often lacking in substances necessary for brain health, such as omega-3 fatty acids, B vitamins, and polyphenols. And this directly affects both physiological brain health and emotional state. So, ultra-processed foods are not just empty calories. They are biologically active substances that affect the health of the gut and brain. So they should be considered harmful foods rather than something that can be carelessly ignored. Or even worse, we should not try to improve our mood by consuming them. That's all for this week. I'm Monica Kuzminskaite. I'm health and nutrition psychologist. I write, I give lectures, and I provide psychological counseling. You will find the link for registration for a counseling session under each post in the comment, and you will find my posts in social media, searching either for keywords Spoonful of Reason or my name. Please drop me a message on social media if you have any comments or questions. And meanwhile, wishing you all peace.